Our last team out of the 9 today. We've got the last team for the XNA Windows Xbox track, Signum Games from Brazil. Take it away.
Hello everyone, we are Signum Games. My name is Rafaela, the game designer.
I am Kaminenko, programmer.
My name is Thiago, I am also a programmer.
Fernanda, artist. And the name of our game is You Can.
Okay. Today is the day we were looking for the whole year, and here we are, finally. Well, since the beginning up to now, we are burning our heads trying to find the best way to build a game that is educational and fun at the same time. So we really put a lot of effort trying to understand, first, more about the Millennium Goals that we chose. Second, trying to find what's the real power that games have on people. And third, how to create a fun game. So imagine a world where technology helps to solve the toughest problems.
Do you think that technology can save the world? When we are a child, we care about environment. We care about animals. We care about other people. Do you still do it? Do you still save time to save our planet or help each other? A lot of people don't. But we get inspired by people who still do it, who still save some time. And we built You Can. As Maria, she lived in a place when they only get one garbage truck and only passed it once in a month. Because of that, the garbage was building up. And a lot of health problems they have because of that. What she did, she talked with the people in the street and asked for help. Everyone helped as they could, and together they rent a garbage truck and solve this problem. Another person that inspired us is Zilda Arms. She started alone, the Pastoral of the Criança, and today they got 250,000 of volunteers around the world. That's our game. One person starting alone. This is our main character. Could be me, could be you, could be everyone. And making small things, you inspire other people. You spread the idea and you get a huge result.
Right, that's great. So what we try to understand is how games influence in people's life. We saw that people play for pleasure, and when they're playing, they put all their attention on the game. So for us, it was the best way. It's a huge potential to be explored, to use games on educational things. So believe us, it's not easy to create something that has this meaning of educational meaning and at the same time to be fun. So what we could think, and the best way was to try to put the player inside of the flow. That was the easiest way to give this message, because the player, when he's in the state of flow, he's open for messages. So what is flow?
The flow is when the player is so inside the game that he forget the time. He start a play, and when he look at the watch, like hours had passed.
Yeah. So the idea was to build a game where the challenges goes up at the same time the skills of the player goes up. So we always keep the player with enough challenges without making it too hard to play, and in the same time not making it too easy. The best kind of game that we could think about that fits pretty well in this model was strategy games. Because strategy games has 4 very important characteristics. First, it makes the player to think. So we wanted the players to really, in the end of the game, think, why did I win? What did I do that was so good or so bad? Why did I lose? How can I improve myself? How can I help more? Second thing, is about the progression. So in our game, you can start in small cities, small challenges, and you're going to have much more challenges as the game goes. And even if the player finishes the game, he can play again because it's going to be different, it's going to be fun, and that's what we want. And the last one is we have a blue ocean on the market. We don't know too much players that uses strategy and its education at the same time. So there is a very nice opportunity for us on the market.
The games happens in a city. As all the cities, you have problems to solve. And the challenge that we will find in our game is healthcare, environment, and education problems. How can we solve it? Let's show.
Okay. All right. So, as she said, this is our city. This is the place where the player is going to find all the challenges we put to him. So, we have a city. I will just pass very fast so you can see how big it is, all the characteristics of the city. And the blue guy here is you. To be able to play this game and solve all the problems, as we have in any strategy game, we need resources. In the game, we use two different resources. The first one, we need money. We have the money up here. Second one, we need people to help us because we really think about the volunteering. So when you do something, any good deed, you may get more money or you may get more people to help you out. So I can show you here that we could, doing the good deed that is clean the city, 2 persons get inspired and they became volunteers. From now on, I can control all of them. So when I ask the guy, the volunteer, to get the garbage, they keep doing this until they can't find any garbage anymore. There are many other ways to get these resources. For example, we can talk to the houses, talk to people, and try to inspire them. When we do this, we may also get money, or we may get volunteers. So this is another kind of way to get these resources. Third one is we can plant some trees. So we leave some seeds on the sidewalks, and we leave for volunteers to help us in this task. Let's take a look. I left this volunteer here on top because if I don't give enough work to him, he's going to lose the inspiration, and very soon he's going to not to be a volunteer anymore. To be more clear, let's see an example on the PowerPoint where maybe you can understand a little bit more about how to get these resources. So I will just pause the game, please. You can go ahead.
Making good deeds as collect garbage, visit neighborhood and buildings, you can get the resource, money and volunteers. That is the soul of our game. With money, you can plant trees too and then get back volunteers. These two, with money, for example, you can buy ambulances. Let's, for example, consider only the healthcare here. And with money and volunteers, you can construct buildings. In this example, hospitals. These two affect positively the bar of the life of the city. But sometimes, when you think everything is okay, unexpected things happen. And then it can influence in a bad way. So you have to take care all the time of your city.
Right. So she showed you all the constructions we have to help on the healthcare, for example. So let's think about this. How can I help in the healthcare? I would just use a modified thing so we can have lots of money. We don't start with all this money, but just to make it fast. I got some money and I can start to construct buildings. For this example, I will use schools. Let's think about schools. The school doesn't work by itself, so it needs people inside so the school can be complete. So I will send 2 different volunteers, myself and 1 volunteer, to help to build this school. Also, the time to build everything was changed. Now, we have a feedback here that says that the construction is ready, but we have no one inside. To make it work, we need people. I will get one of my volunteers and put him inside of the school. If we click down here on education, it shows us on the map and also on the mini-map the area where this education is reaching. With more people inside, bigger is going to be this influence area. There are many things that we can do here. First thing I would like to explain is that we can see here that the volunteer that I left on the top, he's blinking. It means that he's lost in his inspiration. There are many other characteristics as we have in strategy games. That is the upgrade. So let's say this school is not enough to solve your problem. We can upgrade this school. So upgrading it, it will need people to build again and change the school. Now, if I put again all these people inside, you're going to see that the influence area is much larger. Something else that we created in our game is the possibility of training volunteers. Each volunteer, we can train him for a doctor, to be an environment engineer, to be a teacher, and also a civil engineer. Civil engineer, they help to build faster. And all the others, they're much more influence when they are inside of their building. For example, we can create a teacher. And when we put this teacher, now he's yellow, inside of the school, the influence is going to be much bigger. But what is this influence area? To make it easier to understand, I will now construct a recycle center. So let's go ahead. You can see now that the environment bar, these are the bars that shows us how our city is going. The environment is pretty low. You can see that we have many trash around. So after I build the recycle center, I can put people inside, and you're going to see that all the garbage that is inside of this area is going to be recycled automatically. This is pretty cool because it keeps the city clean, and also it converts all this trash, what's possible, for money. So I can use this money to build more things. It's very important to always take care about your resources, how much money I have, and what are the volunteers I need. Another thing we built are the missions. So we use the secondary characters to try to teach the user how to play and also to create something more special for him. So we have many characters that are very nice and they follow you during the game. In this example, it asks us to build 2 different trucks, garbage trucks, to help to clean the city because it sees that the environment is a problem for me now. So if I go to the inventory, I can go to the next page, and here we are. We have 3 different vehicles. We will create the first one. Let's go to a place where we can see some garbage. Okay, here it is, okay. And after I leave this truck here, it's going to help me to clean the city. Why did we use that? Because as we have in life, we have some areas that people are very far from this place. We have many places where we have a school, but there are many children that are not close to the school. So to solve the same problem at the school, we can create some school buses, and school buses is also going to solve the education problem. I will just put one more truck here so we can finish the mission. Okay, so the secondary character tells me that I could finally finish the mission, and we always get some rewards. Okay. So next thing I would like to show you is what Fernanda said, that sometimes unexpected things happens. And one of them is the swine flu. So we can see in the left top of the corner here that the swine flu epidemic reaches the town. If we search on the city, you're going to see that we have some pedestrians. Those people, I have to really take care of them. And you can see we have an icon on the head. It means that they are sick. When they cross people on the street, they have a percentage of chance to also get the virus. So the virus is spread pretty fast. Now I will try to take care of the healthy problem and try to eradicate this virus. There are many ways to do that. The first one, I will build a hospital. Okay. Let's go there. Where am I? I'm here. Okay. I will just go inside and finish this hospital. There it is. Okay. Now, something I would like to explain is, for this problem, this issue, if we go inside and we create this healthy area, you can see that all the people who has the disease is going to spend some time inside of the area, and they're going to be healed. One thing that we implemented that was a very good idea from the judges is some more items. One example is this one. When we create some trucks and we put the trucks on the city, trucks are cars and they use gasoline or many other kinds of fuel. And this creates some impact on the environment. This is pretty nice. So we are really using this to make this bar, the environment bar, goes down. We create here one item that is the engines, the hydrogen engines. So if I buy it, it's going to change all the engines that I have on my trucks, and now the environment's not being disturbed anymore. Another thing I would like to show you is that we have some statistics that helps the player to find himself inside of the game. So we can take a look and see what are the cover areas I have for healthy, for education, and for the environment. One very nice thing we add to the game, how can I go to the editor? Okay, is the level editor. Because one of our ideas is to give the opportunity for the players to build his own city and spread everywhere and try to, share with people so they can play many other cities from the whole world and see how can we help, how can we solve the world problems. If now we come back to the PowerPoint, please.
The difference of our game are that we try to inspire people to make good deeds, show the volunteer how volunteer is important, how you can't wait for another person to start, and to make an education and fun game at the same time. We make some visual effects to make the hearing impaired people to have access to all information of the game. And the way we want to make it arrive to all the people is with our university. We are in touch with them to put our game inside the computers they produce. They get like 1 million of students, and they export the education program for 40 countries. The next steps. We want to sign this business model with our university, make an online version with the cities, so everyone can make your city and spread it, and a lot of new levels with more interesting challenges. Another thing that would be interesting would be making achievements, scores, and ranking. So you can compete with your friends and make the game spread for the others. And from the beginning of our presentation, do you remember our question? Can technology save the world? We say that no, you can. You can spread the idea, you can real life, and make your small actions get a huge result. Thank you.
That's it. Thank you.
So, congratulations to the team to be here today. So, I have a question. Could you tell us about the much more detail about social elements in a future plan? So, for example, you can invite the people, or you can, it's like a co-op, co-play, or.
As we put it inside the machines, we don't download it. The social feature would be the ranking or the score. So you play it, you see how much you got, and the people who will be with you in your school, because they are childs, the people who want to reach, they will get, okay, I want to get more points than you, and that's the way you try to spread.
Yeah, first thing we would do is to create a way to create a score inside of the game. We discussed a lot this last night and today. What are the important informations that we can use to create this score? A good number, that is important. And maybe we were thinking about create a whole country score. So we can make people really want to play, to challenge other people from other places in the country. We can create this kind of thing. Well, it would be now for this specific game because it's not downloaded, it's not online. But of course, this is also something that we think for the next step to build this online. We could use any kind of social network site like a Facebook or something to change the game a little bit and make it much more social, where every person is helping a city, and I can really help my friend in his city, and he's also going to help myself, my problems in my city. We can have the name of my friends on the top of the head and really use them together, like a co-op, really.
Do you have a tutorial for the level editor?
You mean to explain and...
Correct.
Yeah, sure. Great. Okay, so this is the level editor. It starts clean, but
well, you don't have to. I don't think you're going to have enough time to show it. I was just asking if you built in a level. Did you build in a tutorial for the level editor itself?
Yes, we don't have a level tutorial yet, but yes, sure. It's a pretty good idea.
I'd just like to ask you, for the artificial intelligence on the cars and on the people in your environment, what sort of techniques did you use to keep them on the path you wanted them and to stop them colliding with each other?
Yes, I created a matrix, and on this matrix, we have many pieces of squares. And all these squares, we have a pathway. When it's 1, I can walk there, and when it's 0, I can't. So I just built a A-star algorithm, and it's pretty easy, in fact. And the only thing that we were trying to reach is when we have a lot of people in the beginning, we select all of them, we send them to the other place of the city, and when they were reaching, they were not staying together. So they were like being everywhere in all the places. So we changed this, like selecting everybody, and they can stay in the same place, and we only have a number in the top of the head. So when I have a lot of people, I select like 5 volunteers and I send them to somewhere. I create a star matrix, and all of them use the same matrix to find the best way, the easiest way, the shortest path. So this was how.
If you're targeting children to play the game, when, let's say, a classroom is playing it or a student is playing it and the news comes up and it says swine flu epidemic, if I'm a student who doesn't know what that is there a way to provide information about what this problem is to the student?
We study about
no, this is tangential learning. Yeah, that's the first thing, because many things we can put inside of the game in more ways, more problems. And we really believe that they're going to ask themselves, but what is this feature? What is swine flu? And we hope that they go to the internet and they try to find out more about it. But also, we were thinking about to use the Wikipedia, yes,
Links.
to somehow try to bring this information and make it appear. We didn't do this right now because our game is not online and we're not using network. Our idea is just to put it inside of a computer, but it's a very good thing. It's
something
for sure
very important from educational games that they got the children curious. So when they go for themselves to search, will be something more strong for them. If you put in the game, it's like everyone, okay, I don't want to read. And when you put the curiosity to the child, they will get the information and remember it after.
Yes, we did many tests with children since the beginning of the development. During the whole development, we give them the computers they were trying, they were giving us the feedback if it was nice or not, or what was the problem, what was hard to do. And something we did a lot in the beginning, and we just tried to really shrink it, are the text that appears on the screen. Because one or two messages they read. After that, they just click everything that appears on the screen. They were just clicking. So we tried to do in a way that they were
leave only the important message to leave.
They were not losing information, and they had somewhere else to look for this information if they lose it. So missions are a very good example of this. We try to explain why the mission is important, why to create schools, why to do things. So when they were just like clicking, we have in the left side what is the mission and how much is it accomplished.
So you mentioned the Csikszentmihalyi concept of flow. How did you go about? Can you give me an example of how you tried to measure that in your game design process to ensure that your players were sort of succeeding at maximal flow, if you will? So how did you go about trying to maintain that balance between challenge and reward?
Yeah, we kind of we have many variables that we can change during the gameplay, and one of them, for example, is the amount of garbage that is being thrown on the city. So for us, it's pretty easy to see if the guy has too much money and is solving a problem pretty fast. Then we do something. For example, the wave can come here and try to make this bar that is very high low again. There are many ways. We use the money, we use how much volunteers you have. If you don't have enough volunteers and you have too much problems, then we have to somehow try to make the volunteer appear faster.
Because this is a phase of 40 minutes that we try to shrink to show you.
Yes.
But all the phases would be like, the first one is fast, so you only teach one thing, one problem, and then the player plays fast. The second one will be more difficulty, so when he learned that thing, there would be another problem and another challenge for him to solve.
Yeah, we try to destabilize. When the player thinks everything is fine, everything is cool, I'm solving this too easily, we send more trash, or we send a wave, and then he has to solve problems. In this level, because this level usually takes like 40 minutes, when you're almost solving the swine flu problem, you have another wave that is illiteracy. So you have lots of people with the education icon in the head of the top of the head, and the player must try to somehow finish this issue and start a new one. So we ask the player to do multiple tasks and all those things.
And would be a level that someone that's experienced already to get it.
Mm-hmm.
So what additions to the user interface and the player feedback do you intend to add that will allow the player to more easily see when a volunteer appears and where they're located and when money appears?
Yes.
In the minimap, we could show some points, but even the color, that would be impossible to change for now. But the color of the volunteer and the normal persons that are passing has to have more difference.
Yeah, we have to increase the contrast between the players that you control and the guys that just stay walking around. That's something. Another thing is sometimes we have to collect inside of the game the money in all the buildings, and today we don't have it, but the idea is to somehow shows it in the minimap, and you know all the places that you have to go. You can click directly on the minimap and get all this.
The minimap is already working, but you have to put the dots when the money is ready to be collected.
Yeah. Something, a good idea was that we were not showing the player the places where I created something and we didn't put anybody inside. Now it's done, and we don't know if it will be the last icon, but anyway, for sure we will improve many.
Just
many
an
things.
icons to know it, because it was a fail.
Yeah. Also, we
great. Thank you.
Oh, thank you.
Thank you.
All right, that's it. That's our last game for the competition. Thank you again, judges, and thank you, audience. So this is it.